Give me a second. Oh wait, no, I gotta... Oh wait, hold on, I gotta change the... What's it? I guess, whatever. I'm not gonna change the title of the stream because it's kind of too late now. Whatever. I gotta pull up the stream. I told someone I would talk about something, so I just want to add them on Twitter and tell them I'm gonna be talking about the thing. Hey, sorry, I'm just posting real quick. There was somebody on Twitter that I was talking to that was interested in some stuff I was planning on talking about. So I wanted to add them real quick. Should be the right link. Yeah, okay. Whew. Hello. Hi. Oh, hey, Kindle. Holy shit, there's already people here. I'm not good at naming worlds. So, swag. Okay, so I took a poll, hey Reverb, and a lot of people said that they would be cool with me talking about movies. So I'm just having Minecraft on in the background as I talk about movies, cause movies. There's specifically one person I kind of want to wait for before I go into the only bit of Little Nightmares talk that I'll have during this entire thing. Don't know when they'll be in or not. Oh god, this is a terrible place to spawn. Why? Oh god. So we're just gonna wait a bit. I'll find some land, cause this is so. Why did they spawn me? Why? So if you guys don't know, I'm a big movie enthusiast. I watch a lot of movies. I watch movies every damn day. They are a good time for me. I really need to fix my frames for a second, but I'll do that once I get to land. They're a good time for me. I can connect to them super easily, and I thought today I would talk about movies that are my favorite, my top 10 movies. But you guys could also ask me if I've like, hey, have you seen this in this movie? And then I would tell you yes or no, and my opinion on it. I don't know why it spawned me here. I'm sorry, guys. I literally just loaded this world up. This is homophobic if you ask me. So like I said, I'm just waiting for if that person's gonna come in or not. But you guys can go ahead and ask me questions if you want, because I like talking about movies. And also TV shows. You can ask me about some TV shows, but I can't guarantee that I've seen them because I don't watch as many TV shows as I watch movies. Actually, I might pause this real quick and get my Letterboxd account because that shows a lot of what I've watched, both in TVs and in, yeah, let me do that real quick. Oh, there's land over there. Okay, I'm going to link my Letterboxd down here, and you guys can see what I have seen films. There we go. Okay. I gotta get the chat up on my computer because I have it on my phone. That's how I'm watching it. Zoink. There you go. Go wild. Go absolutely ham. Finally some land. I've seen a lot of the movies that I've seen on there that I liked and both disliked are on there. So, have I seen A Dog's Courage? I did forever ago. Like that was like when it first came out because I was just bored and I wanted to watch a movie. Holy shit. I can't say I remember a lot about it. I remember there was dog stuff and that's really it. I need to change my settings in just a second. There were dogs and honestly, there's a lot of those dog movies that are like a dog something something, and then and then you completely forget which is which because there's just, you know, they're pretty much all the same. It's just dog stuff. Sorry if you can hear that. My dad's texting me right now. I can't respond to him at the moment. This is some weird biome I have never seen. From what I remember from that one, I'm just gonna turn on internal shaders. It's okay. It's like, if you want to watch cute dog stuff, that's like a movie you can go for. But it was really not for me. Oh boy, Minecraft don't die on me. Okay, that is so much better. What the hell? Could probably turn on my render distance too, but I don't want to test it right now. I should also say that that list that I sent is not the most comprehensive list of all the movies that I've seen. I probably have forgotten a few, but like those are the ones that I probably have strong opinions about because I remembered them and then I made, you know, videos. Or not videos, I put them on the list. Actually seen a lot of them. Oh good! That means that if I start talking about them then you'll get what I'm talking about. And let me tell you, some movies I have very strong opinions about. Some movies I don't really have any opinions about. Other times, I will not shut up about them. And those are usually the movies I either like a lot or the movies I hate a lot. Or they're the ones that I have controversial opinions about, like the Blair Witch Project. I have a hot take about that one, and it's that I don't like it. I talked to my friend, I don't know if she wants me named. I don't know why I made those right now. I talked to my friend about it recently, and I was like, not gonna lie, I kinda hate this movie. And she's like, damn. Like, don't get me wrong, I can appreciate the movie for what it did for the movie-seeing audience. It really changed the game. It brought a lot of new people to the scene, and oh lord, and it was really revolutionary for its time. Like the Blair Witch Project, I don't think it was the very first found footage film, but it was the first found footage film to do extremely well. Like, I think it had a budget of like, I want to say somewhere around like $60,000, $50,000. And it made like 200 million back, and that is success if I have ever heard of it. So it did well. It did pretty well, and it was actually very convincing. A lot of people would send letters to where they thought the families of the people were, like the people who were in the film and then apparently went quote unquote missing. They were like, oh my god, I'm so sorry for your loss and all of this and yada yada. Like, people believed the film, and that was, oh, you're here, hello. Okay, I'll save the Blair Witch Project talk later. Oh, okay, let's go to somewhere else, cause oh lord, I will talk about what I added C for. Hello mutual, hello, it is good to see you here. I will go into my thoughts. So my thoughts that I was going to talk about, I mentioned it briefly on Twitter. If you see me on Twitter, you're probably like, hey, what's with your profile picture changed? And it's like, because I just went through a life-changing journey again, and it's called Spirited Away. If you haven't seen Spirited Away, I'm genuinely shocked, and I'm sorry for your loss. You should go watch that movie right now. What the? This is a weird spawn. Spirited Away, for those of you who do not know, are my ow. Okay. Don't hurt me. Okay. Oh, great. Okay, I'm just gonna make a new world. Spirited Away is my favorite movie of all time. I rewatched it today, which is why I have... Oh, I even misspelled that, whatever. Which is why I changed my profile picture and my banner on Twitter to all of that. It's my favorite movie of all time for a whole lot of reasons I'll get into afterwards, but the main thing I want to talk about while I see this here is it's very, very, wow, explicit. The way that Little Nightmares, both games, were extremely inspired by it. Now, I think it is no surprise to anybody who has at least played the first game that the news of it being inspired by Spirited Away is, like, I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. That's like really easy to see. You know, there's this kid who finds herself in this completely strange world that she has never seen, and apparently it really hates her, just like how all the creatures and everything really hated humans. They're like, oh, it stinks of human and everything. We're like, and it was all about, like, pampering these sort of, not like in not Little Nightmares, in Spirited Away, they weren't like terrifying. A lot of them were not, but it took it to the horror side of things in Little Nightmares. And, you know, there was a lot of architecture. It was all about pampering these guests and everything. And it was very Japanese inspired, down with the lady being a geisha and everything. So, a lot of people can very easily see the inspiration from there. Yeah, they are pretty fucking stinky. They need to take a fucking bath. But the main thing I super want to talk about, and this is partly coming from my friend, don't know if she wants to be named. She says that she's not very keen on that stuff, so I'll call her S, Beloved. If she says that she wants to be named, then I'll name her. She was talking about how she's very sure, and I agree with her, that Little Nightmares 2, the relationship at the center of it, Mono and Six, is heavily inspired by the relationship of Haku and Chihiro. And I, like I said, super agree with this. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna live here. I'm gonna pause it because I have to go on a huge rant about all of this. For those of you who have not seen Spirited Away, I will be spoiling it majorly, and I have to say, this is one of those films that you absolutely do not want to be spoiled about. I went into it somehow completely blind when I first saw it a few years ago, and it was the experience of a lifetime. I could not recommend it to anyone more. It is timeless, and it's beautiful, and it has some great messages and themes, and everyone should see it at least one time in their life. So, the inspiration with Haku being Mono and Chihiro as Six. I think a lot of people might disagree with who is connected to who, because a lot of people see Mono as like, oh, he's the really sweet guy and is really friendly with everyone, and Six is like this really, like, kind of weird kid. But a lot of people, in my opinion, get their characterizations wrong, and I think that Chihiro as Six and Mono as Haku is 10 times more fitting, absolutely more. So, to me, Six is a character who does not know where she is in the Little Nightmares universe. She doesn't know what this place is, how she got here, what she's doing here, and she's very scared of everything. Just like Chihiro is when she finds herself in the world that is in Spirited Away. And Mono's character has lived here his entire life. He's very, adapted to it. He knows what to do. He's completely in tune with the world and how it works and where his place in it is. And that is Haku too. Haku is the main owner of the bathhouse, Yubaba's sort of apprentice henchman, and he knows exactly how everything runs. He's near the top of the chain of command, and he knows exactly what needs to be done. So there's that sort of, their roles in the world kind of fit together. Well, kind of. They do fit together, and their characterizations fit together. Except when he dies 20 times in the book. It's, yeah. You can't exactly fault him for that stuff, because that's when the player is playing as him and all of that. But you get my point. He's ready for it. Like, his entire wardrobe is completely fit for that universe. It's all monotone and doesn't pop, and it's like warm, so if it's cold, then he can keep himself warm, and if it's hot, then he can just take off his jacket and be completely fine. His pant legs are rolled up and everything. He's ready for this universe. He has a key latch, for God's sake. He's ready, okay? Just take my word for it. And not only that, but their relationship, Chihiro and Haku versus Mono and Six, is so fitting. I literally just watched the movie today again, so it is very fresh in my mind. Mono's entire character arc is trying to, is that he usually doesn't help kids, but Six is a special case, and it makes him vulnerable and love someone, and it changes him depending on how you see it, for the better or worse. For the better, in that he finally cares about somebody, and he has a definitive goal that doesn't lead him to his destruction. If his goal was going to the signal tower at the beginning of the game, then I believe that after meeting Six, at some point it would change to defending her and protecting her. That's why he goes to save her in the 4th and 5th chapter. And Six's entire thing, I got off track there. Give me a second. I got really into Mono. So Mono's goal is that, and Six doesn't know where she is, so she eventually learns how to survive this world because of Mono's help. In the movie, Haku tells her to get a job, you'll be fine, nobody will try to hurt you or eat you or anything. And in this, he kind of leads her along, and she learns how to survive the world by, like, avoiding puzzles and everything, and all of that. Also, hello, Bruno. I am staring at you. So, there's that, and... Right, and Six's arc, I completely remembered what I'm going on now. Six's arc is about learning to trust someone, because at first she's very skittish, she doesn't want to be around Mono. At first they're just kind of around each other for survival's sake, and now they're in it together because they have this bond. And I think that reflects very well into Haku and Chihiro. Chihiro is a bit more trusting than Six at first, because Chihiro kind of has no choice, while Six is kind of thrown into everything. So there are some differences, but when you look at their relationship, it fits super well. Haku, I wrote this down somewhere. Let me go find that. And yoink, yoink. Right, okay. So I wrote down, Chihiro's a young girl that's sheltered and afraid at first of this new world that she finds herself in, and learns through hard work and lessons how to survive and what to do, and in turn meets someone she can trust. Haku is a boy that's trapped under the hand of something bigger and seemingly more powerful than him, and he takes no shit. He's stoic and a bit rude, socially inept, but eventually finds this poor girl and learns to open his heart to help her and find who he wants to be. It's because of her that he finds who he wants to be and remembers himself. While Mono doesn't exactly have the same arc, he's always kind of known who he's supposed to be. Mono's arc is becoming instead someone who he wants to be rather than who he's supposed to be in terms of what the loop wants him to be. And to that, he wants to be Six's friend, her companion, someone that she can rely on. Whether you want to see that in a romantic sense or in a friendship sense does not matter. So that's why I think that Haku and Chihiro were a huge baseline for Mono and Six's entire characterizations and their relationships, and I am so upset that I do not see more Spirited Away in Little Nightmares art. Yeah, I couldn't look at the chat while that was happening, so apologies if you guys were saying something, because I get very sidetracked very easily, so I needed to focus on that. So, I hope that made sense, because my brain is very scattered, and I don't talk to a lot of people about my movie stuff and my movie thoughts and analysis of a lot. I'm not very good at analyzing games most of the time, but I am very good at analyzing movies, I think. I watched Spirited Away today, and I had a lot to say about it. My poor friend was like, "Damn, you think a lot," and I'm like, "Yes, I do." I mean, it's my favorite movie of all time, so I do have a lot of thoughts on it. I could talk about that movie more, but maybe. Yeah, it was a mistake to start reading Lure of the Maw. That shit's gonna break you real bad. I guess I could talk a little bit about more Spirited Away, because God, I love that. I love that movie so much. It made me cry 5 separate times. I have a lot of feelings about that. Let me see. Where are my... There they are. Yeah, that should be it. Okay. So, may I put... Yeah, I mean, see the, what's it? Oh, what mods and texture packs? I will send you I'll send you a screenshot of what I have after the stream, Bruno, don't worry about it. You just gotta remind me. Also, see if you can post a link. It probably won't come up in the chat, because YouTube is like, no links unless you're the streamer or a moderator, but you can like add me on Twitter and send me the link, or like DM it to me, because I am looking very much, and I'm pretty sure that the Little Nightmares creators probably would have said something about them being inspired, because like, it's really not that hard to see. When you like use your brain cells a little bit, it's it's not hard to see. I was rewatching the movie, and there were so many moments that were just very much reminded me so much of Mono and 6. Haku at first is very he doesn't explain a lot. He doesn't talk the most, but he's very, very comforting to Chihiro when he first meets her. What the fuck? One of the first thing he does after he's like, "Oh, you shouldn't be here, go to the river, I'll hold them off and everything," as night starts to fall, is that once he finds that she didn't make it and that she's stuck in this world, I know I could be making an axe, but I don't want to distract myself, is that he immediately starts to help her, and he's like, "Oh, calm down, here, eat something from this world, and then you won't disappear, and you'll feel better." Like, he's very calm and comforting. And who does that remind you of? Togetherness 1. Mono and 6 meeting for the first time. Gee, it's familiar, ain't it? Hearing noises. Have you seen Astro Boy? Oh god, do not get me started on Astro Boy. That was my childhood. I rewatched it a bit recently, like a few months ago, and it was, what the fuck? Why, Steam, why are you popping up? Yeah, I know I'm offline. What the fuck? I have seen Astro Boy. It's good it's okay. I don't... If you had asked, like, 10... Not even 10, like, I don't know, 6-year-old me, I'd probably be like, "Oh my god, that's the best movie ever." It's okay. It, like, doesn't make a lot of sense a lot of the time, and the ending was kinda cringe-ass, nay-nay baby. But, I mean, it's a good time if you turn your brain off. I'm pretty sure that any movie where you turn your brain off would be a great movie to watch with friends. Like Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Which is just... oh, it's such a fun movie. So, like, even if it's not a good movie by itself, like when you watch it by yourself, there's probably some redeeming factors if you watch it with friends. And just make fun of it. Doing... might come back to the studio. What did you think of... Isle of Dogs? Oh my god, Isle of Dogs. That is a really good movie. I rewatched it recently. There are some bits that are... I think they're kind of Mm, uh, I think that there is some offensiveness in it at times. I had talked to one of my, I'm no longer friends with them, but I had talked to somebody in the past after I'd come back from that movie, and I was saying a word that they'd said in the movie, and they're like, ah, please don't say that, and so I am not going to say it, because I don't know if it's offensive or not, and I don't want to risk, you know, I don't want to risk accidentally saying something offensive. But aside from that, I thought it was a very good movie. It's very straightforward and stylized, and it's one of my favorite things in animation is when they do not hold back. I like animated movies that have blood, that have swearing, and which you can probably see why Spirited Away is one of my favorites. Cough, cough, Haku bleeding everywhere, and Isle of Dogs definitely has that. One of the first scenes, a dog gets its ear torn off, and I remember specifically at some point the Bryan Cranston dog goes, "You son of a bitch." So that was pretty fun. I like that a lot. I know I'm just gathering wood, but if I do anything else, I'm going to lose my train of thought so fast, and I need to text my mom back, so give me a second. Okay. I might have to text her more, but let me see. What are you guys saying? DM'd link. I also recently watched Spirited HBO for... Yeah. God. Every day I'm very thankful that HBO has, like, all the Studio Ghibli movies. I've watched a lot of them. I rewatched Ponyo the other day. Oh my god, it's also very Mono 6. Obviously, Ponyo is not the same extent of Mono 6 as Spirited Away is. Spirited Away is like the fucking essence of Mono 6, and Ponyo is like if Mono 6 was like a weird folk tale that was very childy and wholesome and everything. I don't know, I just, like, their dynamic is definitely not the same, because Ponyo is very lighthearted. But, I don't know, some of their interactions were just kind of really sweet. Also, see, I'll check out your link in just, I'll probably check it out after the stream, because otherwise I'm going to be super distracted. I really need some, like, ADHD meds, because I get distracted very easily. And I hope you guys know that I'm not saying that like a haha I'm so ADHD, but like I actually have ADHD and I don't have any meds. Oh, I'll get some sugar cane. Oh, Princess Mononoke. I have a story about that one. I went to see it in theaters like 2 years ago for Ghibli Fest. It was the first ever Ghibli Fest movie I've ever been to. I don't know why I need that. So this was my first time seeing a Ghibli movie in theaters, and it was also the first time I had ever seen that movie, and it was fucking transcendent. Sorry, my parents are texting me. So, Princess Mononoke, I have a soft spot for. This is a cool ass cave. It's like I said, it's exactly what I love in animated movies, which is to say it's got blood and violence and swearing and some maturity, and I'm here for it. It's such a good time. There's like so much to be said about it. I love all the themes that Ghibli movies have. That one was like, take better care of the environment, you fucking dickheads, but it was like said in a very non-conventional and very extremely interesting way, with how the forest fought back and that you have to give back to it if you don't want it to destroy you and all of that, with the entire forest spirit's head and everything like that. And also, you know, the not so subtle like smoke and the iron colony fucking everything up, you know, and the wolves. That was less subtle, but you know, I still enjoyed it. Oh god, I thought that owl hooting was like a notification. I need to find like a cave or something to just chill in that isn't going to trap me. Or I can just sit on top of a tree. That'll also work. Hop, hop, hop. Swag. Okay. Oh. I see. I'll go there later. Lots of blood. Oh, jeez, God. I saw it in Portland. Damn! That sounds fun. I miss Ghibli Fest. I really want to go this year, but... Like, I'm vaccinated and I wear a mask and everything, but... I went to go see a movie the other day, and there were 2 other people in the theater, and I was already very anxious. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be going to the movies anytime soon. So, hopefully next year I can go to Ghibli Fest and watch Spirited Away in theaters so I can cry several times in front of a public audience. The times that I cried in that movie, just because I want to point them out, are the opening title card when, what was it, a summer's day starts playing, and it gets to that really iconic you know, that bit. The train scene where she's going to Swamp Bottom and it just shows like all this scenery with no dialogue and it's just the music for a long time. The part where it also plays the main theme again, and it has her going to see her parents as pigs, and Haku is there, and he's like, eat this, it'll give back your strength, and she just starts crying, and I'm like, yeah, me too. Oh, when Haku remembers his name, oh my god, I start sobbing at that bit. There's so much in that moment. It is just, ugh. It makes me feel a lot of emotions. And then, of course, the ending of the movie. I'm kind of conflicted about how it ends. Not because, like, oh, I didn't like it. It's actually kind of a personal reason in that I watched this movie for the first time on DVD, and it had different subtitles for some reason than the ones that are on HBO. Shut up. The one that was on HBO just ends, like, the last line that's said in the movie is Chihiro's mom going, oh, come on, hurry up, we're gonna miss the moving van or something. And that's it. That is the last line. But on the DVD that I had, the last thing that Chihiro's mom said, like, the last lines that were said in the movie were the mom asking, like, come on, you're not scared, are you? You're gonna be okay? And Chihiro just goes, I think I'll be okay. And that's the end of the movie. And it hurt, ow, 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 ow. I would be confused as hell. I kind of have a similar experience in that my first Ghibli movie that I ever watched was Ponyo. And that was when we were having, like some sort of, like, barbecue thing with a bunch of other people in the neighborhood. And, like, the kids were inside while the adults were, like, outside. And we were like, oh, let's put on a movie. And, like, all the other movies were live action, so little me didn't give a shit. And then they were like, oh, what about Ponyo? And I was like, I've never seen Ponyo. And it was animated, so I was kind of interested. And they were like, oh, it's a Ghibli movie. And I was like, I've never seen Ghibli. And they were like, what? And so they fixed that, and Ponyo was my first Ghibli movie, and that's probably why I have a fondness towards it. More than, what the freak? More than people do. Like, I know a lot of people don't like Ponyo, it's kind of a sleepy, slow burn movie, but I have an appreciation for it. It's probably because of nostalgia. I think it's cute, and it's just a good time. It's a good stress reliever movie, and I really love all the heart that's poured into it. This really has turned from me talking about movies in general to just Ghibli movies. I have a lot to say about them, in my defense. I think that in terms of stories and characters and, artisticness, oh shit. I think Ghibli is sort of at the top of their game. I really like what Sony has been doing recently, what with like the Versus the Machines and Spider-Verse obviously, and all of these really good movies, and Pixar is pretty good too. They make a lot of movies that hit really close to home or are just really beautiful and have a lot of good things to say. But Ghibli is just fucking timeless, man. I haven't seen their new movie, what was it, like Earwig or something, because that doesn't look that good. But I don't know. I've seen some things that say it's good once you get past the animation, but I don't know. I'm not very interested in any sort of like rock story or anything. Hello, kitty. Let me in this house. I don't care if someone's asleep. I just want to not be out there. Oh my god, I want to go so bad. Please, let me in. I have the art book for Mononoke, and I'm probably gonna buy the art book for Spirited Away in just a bit because holy shit. Oh, there's a chest in here. I should probably look at that. Cause god, I love the art in that movie so much. But since we are sitting here, and this guy can just be like my alarm clock or something, and we're on the topic of Ghibli, I could talk about, why I think Ghibli is like, just, like, you know the feeling you get when you look at Ghibli, you're watching a Ghibli movie. I also apologize if you guys disagree with how I'm saying that. It's just how I grew up saying it. When they put on Ponyo, that was how they were saying it, so I was like, oh, it's said like this. Like, if you look up, like, aesthetic Ghibli stuff, one of the things you're going to see is probably that scene from Spirited Away, the train scene, where it's just her sitting on the train, and we see, like I said, all this environment and all of these things passing by as the characters just sit on the train. That is such a specific emotion, and yet Ghibli can recreate it so many times so well, and it's not even like recreating, it's like retelling that emotion based on which one you're watching. Shut the fuck up. Stupid zombie. So, I think there's a specific emotion that is made in these films. I think there's a specific feeling that comes from them. And the feeling is not something you can describe in one word, like happy or sad. The closest you could probably get is inspired or curious. But even then, I don't think that encompasses the full range of emotions that you can get while watching a whimsical Ghibli film. I have not seen all of them. The ones I have seen are Spirited Away, Ponyo, Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle, Grave of the Fireflies. Holy shit, that one made me cry hard. And I feel like there was one more, but I do not remember it right now. That could really be it. I may have just seen 5? That doesn't sound quite right to me, but Totoro. I saw Totoro and I didn't like it. That's why I couldn't remember it. My point is, all of them except for one were very whimsical, fairy tale, magic stories. Okay, the sun's coming up soon. Grave of the Fireflies was the only one that wasn't, and was so fucking sad. But the emotion that you can get from the Ghibli films is ones that are the most easily found in the whimsical sort of in the whimsy, fantastical and wonderful worlds that they create, that they are so well known for. And I think the train scene, coming back to that a million times, is the perfect representation of what that makes you feel. And it's the easiest to explain in that scene. which is that you are seeing all of these new places. There's this hill that is, or not this hill, this house that, God, Jesus, that is just on like an island, but you know it's not an island because the room, or the world has just been flooded because of all the rain. You see like these cities and everything, you see these other stops, and you're like, I want to know what this is all about so badly. I want to know what exactly is going on in the rest of the world. What does the rest of this world look like? I want to see everything that happens. And then you don't. You only get to see what Chihiro experiences. And it is purely focused on Chihiro's, entire journey. Sure, we get to see some other characters every once in a while. Like, we get to see, like, Haku do some stuff, maybe Yubaba, and sometimes No Face. But all of those characters, like, what they're doing, what they show us that they're doing, is completely, it has some sort of effect on Chihiro's journey. It is never sidetracked from what it's supposed to be focusing on, which is her story of getting back home. Ow, I broke my legs. And I'm just gonna sit here and talk about this, otherwise I'm gonna lose my mind. So it never diverts from the story that we are being told. No matter how badly we want to see the rest of this world and what exactly is happening in it and what other stories could be told in it, we simply are not told any, because that is not the point of it. Which is my point of what this emotion is. Ghibli makes these fantastic worlds, these absolutely beautiful settings and scenery, and we want so much more. We want to know everything about it, the lore, the characters, like important locations, and we do not get any of it. They make this world and they hold so much of it at an arm's distance, completely separated from us, except for what we see in the movie and what it has to offer us. It technically spoils us in showing us this world at all. We should be grateful for everything that we get, that we even get to experience this, and yet we want so much more because what they have shown us is so amazing. And I think that is like the experience that Ghibli creates, that is so specific to their exact, form of art. Anyways, yeah, I talk about movies a lot. I think about it so much. Oh, I have a lot of thoughts, and you guys said you would want to listen to movie thoughts, so this is what you've now been subjected to. Anyways, Ghibli, love you. Good movies. They make good movies. I should actually probably go back and see what that village has, because that could probably be super helpful. Also, Mono versus 6 would totally be Mono. He has TV powers, and he's canonically much more physically strong. 6 would get dunked on. She would get fucking smashed into fucking bits. I love her, but like, she's dead. She's dead as hell if she tries to fight that guy. Bunk. Ooh. Oh, I forgot I had that mod. You understand, Steve. You know what's going on. It's like, I have so many movie thoughts, but I don't know who to talk to about them, because I don't want to annoy anyone. Which is why I put that poll up, because I'm like, hey, pokes fingers, or whatever that fucking thing is. You know the thing? That thing, yeah. I do a lot of analysis, like, what the... This is new. I specifically super duper like, analyzing movies I'm super passionate about. Like, Spirited Away is my #1 top favorite movie ever. It makes me feel a lot. It has, some of my favorite things in it. It has some really great themes of identity, and it gets its story across super effectively. It wastes no time. There's no bullshitting. Studio Ghibli, or not Studio Ghibli as a whole, but oh god, Spirited Away does not waste any time with filler. And, you know, sometimes I can enjoy filler. Like, if you ask me, Ponyo's just kind of like a filler movie. It's just, you sit down, you watch it, you have a good time. But Spirited Away is like the exact opposite of that. It has a story to tell, and every single scene that happens is completely relevant to the plot. You were seeing Yubaba fly away as a weird bird thing. Well, we know that she can fly away. She's going off to do something. She's away from the bathhouse, which means that if something happens, then she's not around to see it. And also we know that she can be away at very long lengths of time. And also that she can fly. There's a lot that can be taken from that scene. What's another scene that seems kind of oh, the scene where Chihiro, oh my fucking god. The scene where Chihiro is going to where Haku sort of crash landed to up near the top part of the bathhouse, and she's like running across the pipes and they start breaking and everything. And it's like, oh, that must be a filler scene. It's not. Every single time that we see Chihiro doing something brave, something that would not come from her past self, her sheltered and very spoiled self, then that is character development. We see that she's getting braver and she's more willing to take these risks. At the beginning of the movie, she was scared to go down a fucking flight of stairs. And I mean, sure, those stairs were fucking terrifying, but you get my point. That she had some major development between, you know, the stairs, being scared of stairs, and then going across a fucking unstable pipeline. I don't know. I just think that Spirited Away doesn't have any filler scenes. All of it goes towards character. What the fuck? Okay, weird. Also have fitting Coraline themes. Oh, Coraline. Or if I want to quote the character, I should have said Caroline all those times. I know that you were just mentioning that in passing, but oh my god, Coraline. Coraline is actually one of my top 10 favorite movies. I don't remember which place. I don't have the thing up right now, but that movie was like huge to my childhood and probably explains why I'm such a fucking horror fan. Like, that movie is like the thing that'll get you into horror if you're a little kid. I thought that the character design was super cool. I really, really liked the entire Not What It Seems theme. It was super creepy, and the bit with the beldam falling down the web with her eyes torn out was definitely something that stayed in my brain for a super fucking long time, but oh my god, was that movie so good. It's got so much style and there's so much effort put into it. I love movies where you can tell it's just a passion project. Like, those movies are the best because it's not a cash grab, so it's not at all heartless, and there's no plots that don't feel like earn. Like you know how a lot of like animated sequels kind of have like a shit ton of side plots and they don't really have a lot that contribute to the plot. Like, I feel like passion projects don't really have that as much. One of my favorite movies of all time, definitely my top 5, I think it's my 4th favorite. It's a movie called Once, and it was made for a film festival, and why I consider that a passion project is because, you know, they didn't really have to make that. They didn't have to enter into the film festival, but they did because they love filmmaking. And not only is that just a really damn good movie, it's also so heartfelt, and holy moly, and there's so much that can be taken from it. And when I first found it, I could not believe that I had never seen this movie because it was fucking changing me. Oh my god. Oh, movies, my beloved. So Coraline is the story of this girl who moves into a house and sees that there's a little tiny door in it, and eventually she gets it open and she finds that there's another version of her family that she sees to be better in it, while her, oh my god, I'm lagging so bad, while her actual parents are kind of neglectful and don't really respond to her that much. these new parents that she came across are like revolving their entire lives around her. Like, they don't have any work, they don't have any other like people in their lives, it's just her. And it's weird because all of them have buttons in their eyes in this other world, and there's something sinister about it, and I'm not going to say anything else because you should totally go watch it on your own. It's a great movie, and it shaped my childhood a whole lot. Yeesh, there's a lot of snow here. I know I'm not really playing the game, I just had this in the background so I could have something doing. I wanted to do drawing, but my hands are kind of, like, I'm just kind of emotionally drained, and drawing takes a lot of mental effort, and I would probably get really fucking sidetracked. Let me find a little cave to just store myself in. Whee! Okay, that's not a cave. That is... the soundtrack to Ghibli movies are so good too. Very good at invoking a lot of emotions. Huh. Nope. Whoa, okay. Hi there. Let's not use that one. Let's use this one. You no see me. You do not perceive me. We'll just stick here. Courage the Cowardly. Oh, I didn't grow up with that. I'm trying to think of what... I know I had Adventure Time. That was a big one. Oh, Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls was my thing. Oh my god. I watch that every summer. It's like my summer rewatch thing. Oh, it's so good. Oh yeah, my mom is too. We both like watch a shit ton of horror movies, even if they're not the best. Good times, good times. I'm gonna pull up my letterbox real quick and see what my top 10 were again, because I kind of forgot. Okay. Like, I can remember what they are, I just don't remember what order they're in lists. My top 10. Alright. So, my top 10 from 10th to 1st are Luca, Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. Sorry, that word always messes me up. Coraline, How to Train Your Dragon, the first one. Into the Spider-Verse, Once, All Dogs Go to Heaven, Brother Bear, Prince of Egypt, and Spirited Away. Those are my top 10 in order. If you ask me, Spirited Away, or not Spirited Away, sorry, Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron is the peak, the absolute pinnacle of 2D animation. It is the best. It is so good. I rewatched it very recently, and God, does it make me fucking feel something. I am very, very passionate about this this opinion. And, you know, people can have their opinion. I'm just doing this so that I don't look at any Enderman. Listen, I love a lot of movies. I love a lot of 2D animated movies. But Spirit is so good. Like, oh my god. I know that Prince of Egypt is up there. But, like, that one is up there for different reasons. I'm not a religious person, to get it out of the way. I do not believe in any sort of religion. The only thing I kind of believe in is that there's an afterlife, because the thought of death and nothing afterwards is terrifying to me. So that is the closest I get to religious. And to me, I have, you know, no opinion of what your religious beliefs may be. If you're a Christian, good for you. If you're Jewish, good for you. I really, I don't want to say I couldn't care less, because I do care. It's just that it doesn't matter too much to me what religion you follow, because that's you. As long as you don't try to convert me, I would not like that. But that one, Prince of Egypt, is above Spirit, because even though I'm not a religious person, it struck me. It is so powerful. And if you can get that reaction from somebody who does not really have a strong connection with any religion, or has any sort of positive relationship. Okay. any sort of positive relationship with religion, because I live in a very conservative area and they're not the kindest towards trans and gay folk. If you can get that reaction from me, I think you have done something exceptionally well, which is why it is ranked above Spirit. But Spirit is just so good. It's so good. For movie, like animal movie standards, it is the gold standard. It is exactly what I fucking crave from animal-centered movies. Because aside from some narration, which I think is totally... what's what I'm looking at? Unnecessary. Side note, Matt Damon is a horrible choice for Spirit. Like, who the fuck made that choice? Like, Matt Damon is not... I don't know who I would pick, but not Matt Damon. He's so bad at it. It's like, Spirit is this, like, completely wild, untamed, just the embodiment of freedom. This unattainable horse, for a lack of a better word. He's completely free and will not be put down. And they chose Matt Damon, who has a really calming voice in his times of narration, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But aside from that, like, the animals don't talk, and that is so good. But not only do they not talk, you get their every single emotion, and you feel it so much. Like, obviously spoilers for this movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's so good. It like, when there's, like, something really dramatic happening, you can tell, like, the score, the facial expressions, the body language, you can get everything from it. And I love it to bits. Like, I have no qualms against animal movies that have talking animals. Like, The Fox and the Hound is one of my favorite movies. It's not up there, but it is one of my favorites. Because it's just a sweet time. I fucking named myself after the fox. You think I don't like it? No, I love that movie. But, like, if you, like, it just feels like you trust your audience more when you don't have the animals talk. It's like, yeah, the audience can get what's going on, and I adore that. It feels so much more natural now, and it feels so much more intense and mature. Like, I already think that Spirit was a mature story, whether the animals were talking or not. For those of you who don't know, one of the main plot points in Spirit is colonialism, basically. And the effect that it had on the Western United States. And when it was being colonized and everything by cowboys and such, for a lack of better words. I apologize if I talk about this topic with not enough sensitivity. I would like to say that I try to handle it with the best care as possible, but I can understand if someone is uncomfortable by this, by how I'm handling it. But I am a very big fan of people, or of movies and stories and such, that do not try to make the white colonizers seem like, oh, they were, helping civilize and make them live a better life, and it's like, fuck you, no they were not. And this movie does not take the white people's side, and I'm like, yes. Because if you try to make it seem like the white people were doing something right, that's revisionist history, and I hate that. Because everything that the white people did was really bad. And if you don't know that by now, well, now you know. I'm going to turn up my render distance. And I remember a discussion about this movie was going around Twitter for a while, and some, give me a second, I'm really worried that I'm going to say something very wrong, and I very much apologize if I do. Some, native activist, that's the word I'm looking for, activist, Native activists were talking about how this movie was extremely important to them because it was one of the only movies that did not villainize or demonize Native people, and I'm glad that that is the case, because I thought that, but I didn't want to be the person to be like, oh yeah, it's like a completely like a good representation of Native people, because I'm white and I can't say that in good consciousness because, like I said, I'm white and I'm not Native. I'm not an indigenous person. But I think that Spirit is just a very respectful movie, from what I've heard of Native people's takes and how they view it, and I think that is so important. And I'm super glad. I really could have just slept through that night. I'm a fucking dumbass. And like, Spirit doesn't just get points for that, but it's beautifully animated. James Baxter, my absolute beloved. It has gorgeous scenery. It blends 3D scenery, which it has sometimes, with 2D animation so well. And like I said, it gets those very, very many extra points for conveying its story perfectly through just body language and facial expressions, and sometimes dialogue from narration or from the human characters that kind of tell you what's happening. The animals aren't talking. That gets so many bonus points because it feels so much more mature and natural like that. I adore that. So yeah, Spirit is super good. You should totally watch it. 10, well, not a 10 out of, well, it's got some problems. I don't know if it would keep it back from a 10 out of 10. I really like the movie. It makes me cry, which, yeah, it definitely gets points for it. If a movie can make me cry in, like, a really good way, then hell yeah, it gets points. Oh no, please, not my, no, that would be so scary. Favorite Ghibli movie? It's just my favorite movie of all time, Spirited Away. Actually prefer, oh, I keep meaning to watch that one. Sorry, I'm just now looking at the, what's it? I'm just not looking at the chat, sorry. What is that? Yeah. What are some other movies that are my... Yo? What was that sound? I'm just gonna... Just in case. What are some other movies I have in my favorites? I talked about Once a little bit. I really don't want to spoil Once. I'll talk about it a little bit just to get people hooked on it, in case you are interested in watching it. It's on HBO Max, I'm pretty sure, for free. So, if you have HBO Max, you can watch it. And I highly recommend you do. This is the movie that, oh, wow, you're pretty. This is the movie I was talking about that is a passion project. And, like, it is such an independent film. I have not heard of any of the people that have worked on it. I only know the people because they worked on this movie, and I watched it, and I really liked it. So, yeah, that's how I know the people who worked on it. Hello. But Once is this independent film project that was made for a contest. I don't know if it won or not. I hope to God it did, because, God, it's such a good movie. And it's the love story between two independent musicians who find each other in a very oddball way. And it has a lot of very kind of heavy stuff in it, like, no, that'd be spoilers. I'll avoid that. It's not the heaviest. I could handle it pretty okay, but depending on who you are, it might hit different. But it's very natural. In fact, it's so natural that, like, we never even learn the protagonist's name. Like, the girl and the man who fall in love, we never learn their names. And somehow, I don't complain about it because it just feels that natural. I'm taking this. Brown beds are fucking ugly, but, like, whatever. Beds. So that is really impressive. It's all the dialogue is super natural. It's a musical, and it's so good. The music is so good. Literally not a song in the soundtrack sucks. All of it is so good. Some of it makes me cry real bad. in a good way. When I say cry real bad, that means a good thing. So if you are looking for a movie that has no big nameless actors, no big director behind it, no big budget even, just like a good indie heartfelt passion project, watch that. And it has a doozy of an ending. It is so good. It's realistic. Like I said, it's natural. It's so good. I love that movie to bits. Like I said, it's on HBO Max for free, but I'm sure you could at least rent it somewhere for pretty cheap, like a few dollars. Oh, also when I say it's a musical, I don't mean that in like a they break into song randomly. I mean like I think I said this already, but the main people are musicians, so they sing songs. They do songwriting stuff. What else do I have? Oh, I think like that's the most intelligent commentary I can give on my favorite films. Like the whole Spirited Away and Ghibli stuff is like the fucking best that I can give in terms of intelligent commentary. And then Spirited Away, or not Spirited, God, Spirits that I Know the Cimarron is like an entirely different ballpark because I'm an animator and I appreciate that for technique, purposes. Like, if the story isn't good, depending on who you ask, then at least the animation and the techniques that it uses is super fucking good. Once is just really heartfelt, and you can feel everyone's love from it, and like enjoying the project. It's really good. Ugh. Sweet. Favorite obscure animated movie? Obscure. Oh. See, sorry I'm not very active in chat. It's just that if I start reading chat, then I'm going to get distracted from my thoughts, and I don't want to do that because otherwise I'll lose completely what I'm saying. Obscure animated movie. I'm not sure. I don't really know if I know any obscure animated movies. I would have to check my watch list. I might do that. I'll also probably end this soon because I'm getting kind of hungry in real life. Let me check my film list. What do I have that's obscure? Because even though I'm playing Minecraft, like the main thing is that I'm talking about films. Let's see. I swear I probably have one in here that I just do not remember. I'm looking. Oh, there's so many Black Mirror episodes. Black Mirror is so good. I couldn't really give any intelligent commentary on that because it's just like TV show stuff, and since it's an anthology with like a really basic, really easy to pick out theme, which is well, not really theme, but like something they all have in common, but it's not like a lesson to be learned, at least not yet, of it being like, oh, technology in the not so distant future and it's evil and it goes bad. Something goes bad. Not the technology itself is evil, not all the time, just something goes wrong. The Iron Giant isn't really obscure. I don't think Watership Down is obscure at this point either. Maybe Secret of Nim. It's weird because I don't know exactly what's considered obscure. Like, a lot of the people that I follow like the same movies as me, which is why I'm following them. Like, we have similar tastes, which is why I might know movies a lot, and I think that they're really good, but they're, like, not obscure to some. I think the most obscure one I have in my watch list is probably Secret of Nim. I really like that movie. And I think, like, Don Bluth movies just in general are super good. All Dogs Go to Heaven, another Don Bluth movie, is up there in my top 10 because of how much it meant to me in my childhood. It's one of the first movies I can remember watching, and watching a whole lot of as a little kid. Come here. And I think that it might actually be one of my huge inspirations for being so into animation and art in general, because I love the style. I love Don Bluth's style so much. And even though I would watch this in my childhood, there would later be an experience in my life that kind of made the ending really hit hard, in which there's a death, and Anne-Marie gets to say goodbye and everything, and Charlie says that it's not forever, and oh, that scene makes me cry really bad. So it's a really personal movie to me for a whole lot of reasons, not only for personal reasons, but because of, like, inspiration reasons. It's really good. Hello, dragon. Bye, dragon. I have a feeling you'd like Inside number 9. Inside number 9? Do you mean like the movie 9? And also the movie— ow, god, jeez. Okay, fine, I'm leaving. Holy shit. God, assholes. Christ, calm down! Oh my god. Leave me alone! Assholes. I'm gonna die. Yep, there I go. And now I'm super far away. Damn it. I have seen the movie Inside, if you mean the one by Pixar. And if you mean 9, the movie, I have not seen that for personal reasons. I had promised a friend— how many years now? 18, 19, 20. Almost 3 years now that I would watch it with them, and I don't want to break that promise. So, like, that's the only movie that's in my watch list on Letterboxd. The movie 9. I might watch that eventually, because I don't think that that person's coming back. So, I'll probably grab some friends that were really close to me at that time of my life and be like, hey, do you guys want to watch it? And hopefully they'll say yes, because I want to get that burden off my chest. Do you guys have any movies that you think I would really dislike? Like, oh, I could resume talking about the Blair Witch Project. I feel like that's a little late now, but if you weren't here for the beginning of the stream, my hot take was the Blair Witch Project, the super well-known movie, that was made in 1999, that kind of popularized the found footage horror movie thing. I do not like that movie at all. I mean, I can appreciate it, but I don't like it. Which, some people find really shocking, because I know a lot of people like that movie. But I don't. I really don't. For those of you who don't know, it was this found footage horror movie. I'm sure all of you guys know about it. If you haven't seen it, you've at least heard of it. In which, like, these 3 people go into the woods, and they go to film a documentary, and then weird shit happens. Quote unquote, Blair Witch stuff. And then they die. That's it. That's the whole movie. It's a horror movie, and it's not good. Like I said, I can appreciate it for putting found footage into the film, into the scope of film. Like, people started making found footage movies a little bit after that, and I like that. I like found footage movies, but this one was done not super well. It was a great success because of how believable it was. It had like a $60,000 budget and made like $200 million back, and that is really fucking good. But oh my god. Oh, please don't spit at me. All they do is argue about a map for fucking ever. For so long. It's so annoying. I'm sure that is probably the thing that you've heard about this movie. If you didn't know how revolutionary it was for the horror audience, then you at least know about all the minutes of map arguing. 'Cause that is the shit that never ends. The first half, or like the first third, I guess. Ow, fuck, god. Fuck this. The first half, sorry, first third, lost my train of thought, is okay. It's fine. It's like them getting ready to go into the woods. And then, Oh, and then the middle is them just arguing about the map. Can you guys talk about anything else but the map? And then the third half is where everything starts to really go to shit and people start dying and yada yada yada. It gets kind of better then, but then the movie ends and it's over. And that's it. So it's a mixed bag. I didn't get my pick. It's, If you don't like a shit ton of people arguing about the same thing for fucking 15 minutes at least, granted, it's divided up into different sections. Like, it's not just 15 full minutes non-stop of arguing about map, but holy shit, does it feel like it! If you are in the mood to watch people argue about a map for 15 minutes at least, and then, kind of some spooky stuff, but not really, and a whole lot of shaky cam, enough to make you fucking throw up. The Blair Witch Project is your movie, but if you don't want to see that, don't fucking watch the movie. It's kind of not worth it. Like, a lot of people like it, but I don't. I really don't. Like I said, I can appreciate it, but that is the extent of my enjoyment it'll get. I hate everything else about it. It's so annoying. I've got feelings. I've got a lot of feelings about it. Have I seen The Thief and the Cobbler? No, I have not. Sorry that took me a while to get to. I was just, like I said, lots to say. Lots to say. This is why people should not ask me about my movie opinions, because I will never shut up. What are some other great movies? Or some other really bad movies? Oh, I'm gonna mention this in passing. I will not elaborate on literally anything because I want to repress this so far down in my memory, but I went to see Boss Baby in theaters. That's it. That's all you get to know about that. Cause, that's my way of saying it wasn't a good time. Don't ever watch it. It was so bad. I could not believe that I actually watched that. What the? Alright, you guys do you. I'm gonna sleep through the night, actually. I keep forgetting that I have beds. Thief and the Cobbler. Let me look it up. Thief and the Cobbler. Whoa. This looks like... I don't want to say freaky. It looks real different. Huh. I might check it out later. If it's on anything that I have. Zoink. Oh my god, I love Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Listen, the story in that movie is kind of ass. The story of Who Framed Roger Rabbit is kind of what the fucking ever. But, oh my god, everything that goes into it, the animation, what the fuck, leave me alone, god. Like, the technicality of it, of like, the characters interacting with real life people, I really like that concept, and I think it's done pretty damn well. Oh, finally somewhere with not a shit ton of trees. That's really all I can say about it. I haven't watched it recently. It's kind of old, so I'm sure that there's probably something offensive about it. But I can appreciate it for what it did on a technical standpoint. I thought it was a fun time to watch as an animator. A lot of movies I like are really just, I like it because watching it as an animator or an artist or something is really fun, because you're like, you're either like, oh, I know how they did that, I feel so smart knowing how they did that, or how the fuck did you do that? No matter what, it's a good time to watch animated movies as an artist. Unless it's a bad one, then you're just having a fucking awful time. Like watching those straight to DVD Disney sequels, like The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. Oh my god, you want to fucking dissolve. You don't want to be there. You don't want to look at this train wreck anymore. Oh. Zoink. I want to think of like one more thing to talk about before I wrap everything up. I know I didn't do a lot of Minecraft, but that's because I was focusing on talking about movies That was my main focus. And also Spirited Away. Thinking. Hello. Let me look at my stuff. Some of these things are like, I have way too much to say about them and I haven't seen them recently enough to talk about them. Like Knives Out and, fuck, what was the other one? Oh, what was it? What the? Oh, nothing. It's really dark in my room. Hold on, I'm just opening the blinds. Knives Out, Tenet is another one. That one is super really tough to talk about. Like movies like that, those are kind of tough to talk about because there's like so much in them. And then some movies are like, I don't know if my audience that usually comes here would really know this movie. Like Seven, I don't think a lot of people here have watched that movie. That movie is a lot to take in. Seven, probably, I don't know, Dances with Wolves. That one's a little bit obscure, but I really like that one. Like those kind of movies that are kind of mature, but like they're mature and kind of complicated. So, and I kind of take my audience as like younger than me because I'm a high schooler, and a lot of, I don't mean to sound mean, but a lot of you guys act pretty young. So I just generally assume that people that are near my YouTube channel are probably younger than me. I like these apple trees, which is why I'm cutting down so much of them. Oh god, not that area. I hate that shit. I do have a lot to say about those really cool movies. Like, Tenet was super good. Tenet is one that you really have to invest yourself in, though, because otherwise you're going to, like, miss a lot. Like, it's very dense. It is probably one of the most dense movies I've ever seen. If you don't know, Tenet is this really cool time travel movie. Time travel? I guess it would be, yeah. Time travel movie that introduces a lot of really neat mechanics into the genre, and it's also made by the same person who made Inception, so you know it's going to be a bit of a mindfuck, to say the least. But I watched Inception after I watched Tenet, and Tenet was definitely much more of a mindfuck. So if you thought Inception was super complicated, then you will really want to buckle down for Tenet. Tenet is very interesting. It's kind of hard to describe what the plot is without spoiling it or talking about the mechanics a lot. One thing I will say is that the marketing for it was super bad. I remember back before COVID hit, and we were in theaters and we kept seeing trailers of it, and it was just of like this bullet hole in the glass and this guy looking at them. I was like, come on, this trailer is like fucking boring. Can I just get to the movie already? But once you actually see the movie, the trailer's like, oh shit, I know what this is about and everything. It's super interesting. Like I said, it adds a lot more to the time traveling concept. As in, like, it doesn't take you back to a certain spot in time. You have to get there yourself by going through this converter and going backwards through time. You have to revert yourself, is the term that they use. And what I mean is that if you're moving forward in time and you go forward by a week, then you're a week ahead. You're a week into time. Like, it's September 7th, you're a week into September. But if you revert yourself and go technically back in time, then you'll be experiencing days and events and everything around you backwards. So, you'll start at September 7th, and by the time a week has passed, it will be September 1st. So you have to wait however long it took you to get to a point to get back there. Like I said, if you want to go back a week in time, then you have to be reverted for a week. It's really confusing, and since the plot hinges so much on them reverting and unreverting and going forwards and backwards in time, it can be super confusing. So you really got to set aside some time so that you can focus the hell out of whatever the fuck they're talking about and everything. Otherwise, you're going to lose the plot super easy. So, yeah, Tenet is definitely a recommendation. I think I need to put that on my film list. I haven't been updating it. But you are going to want to dedicate all your brain power to understanding it. Otherwise, you're going to get lost super easy. Like, even when you do dedicate your brain to it, oh my god, is it fucking... Ooh, it's a lot. It's a lot. I had to keep checking in with my dad, who I was watching it with, being like, so this is happening, and that's happening, and they're trying to get to this. And he's like, yes. And, like, even then, he didn't even sound very sure, because, oh my god, there's so much happening. I told myself I wasn't going to talk about movies like Tenet, and then I go off and talk about Tenet. Good movie. Good movie. That's all I can say about it. I'm probably going to wrap up because my throat is starting to hurt. I'm talking so much, and I want to know what's up with the thing that my mom was texting me about. It's nothing serious. It was just like food stuff. But thanks for listening to me be a complete and utter nerd. I know that this isn't what I usually talk about on stream. I usually talk about Little Nightmares and stuff, and I did start with it this time, but like, I really went off the rails. But thank you for hanging out. I hope you think my movie taste is good, because I think it's good. And I had a fun time playing Minecraft and talking movies and sharing my insights. I hope that I can one day make a really in-depth review about some of my favorite movies. I would love to make one about Spirited Away, because there's a lot to talk about in that movie beyond like its parallels with Little Nightmares and everything. But thanks for hanging out and stuff, and I had a really great time, and